So today I will be ranking all of the exclusive crime brands currently in the game, and so with that, let's start with Anne. So Anne's exclusive crime brand is okay. It will choose an ally to heal them, give them immunity to damage, but restrict their movement. Overall, it doesn't do much, and so C tier. Next is Ariel. Now Ariel's exclusive crime brand will cast another ultimate that is only around herself, and so it's pretty much more healing. Now, do you really need that much healing? Probably not, so I'm gonna give this another C tier. Bai is next. Now, Bai is hot, but more importantly, her exclusive crime brand is also pretty hot. It gives a nice boost in attack for any extra crit rate you have, and so if you have some shackles with her, then this is actually pretty good. Otherwise, it's not the best, but overall, decent A tier. Chameleon is next. Chameleon has an exclusive crime brand that will increase the attack speed of other careless sinners by a certain amount for every 10 attacks she does. Now this just takes too long to ramp up, and so it's not that good, and so it's gonna be the first D tier. Che is one of my favorite characters and one of the strongest characters in the game. However, the same cannot be said for his exclusive crime brand, which is sadly quite weak. It will give him increased attack speed depending on how many mobs are hit by his ultimate, and so against bosses this isn't the greatest. Against multiple enemies it can be okay, but there are much better options when dealing with multiple enemies than Che, and so C tier. Cinnabar is one of the worst characters, and sadly her exclusive crime brand is also pretty bad. It will grant a shield to allies whenever her own passive shield activates. Ultimately it won't really do much, and if you are having trouble surviving, then 10 out of 10 times it's probably just better to run a healer, and so D tier. Now we have Countess Chelsea's exclusive crime brand, which will have her ultimate last the entire battle instead of a limited duration, and whenever you reactivate the ultimate, it will petrify all enemies around it for 2 seconds. So this is pretty cool. Having her ultimate stay on the field permanently helps cover what otherwise is one of her big negatives, and the petrify effect is kinda cool, so B tier. Crochet, however you say this name, is next. Her exclusive crime brand will increase her attack and increase her maximum number of shadows by 1. So this overall is just a straight damage increase. It's actually really nice, and seeing as Crochet is pretty much solely used in the broken frontline and not much else, it's quite nice for what it does. Nothing game changing though, so A tier. Timolia is a solid tank, and with an exclusive crime brand that allows her when above a certain HP percentage to block enemies. It sounds really good, but most enemies die so fast that you don't really need the ability to block so many enemies, and Enduro characters as a whole kinda suck. See my video. Maybe in the future when we get tankier, smaller enemies, this could be good, but right now it's C. Demon is not a demon. He's actually kind of bad, all things considered, and his exclusive crime brand doesn't help him out too much. Pretty much makes him more tankier with a shield, but in the game there's no real boss or enemy in which you need this amount of tankiness, and so C tier. Dolly is next. Now Dolly's exclusive crime brand will grant her an increase in attack boost and the ability to deal AoE damage whenever she gains 100% attack speed. Now this is actually not too bad. Obviously to make full use of it, she'll need to be on a map which has many enemies so she can AoE them down, but overall kinda nice. B tier. Now it's time for the Queen, Irene. So her exclusive crime brand will give her ultimate damage, but more importantly will let her place down her ultimate as a mine-like thing. I mean, everyone knows about this one. It's probably the most popular exclusive crime brand. It's really good in the broken frontline against the shackled boss. Overall, it's amazing. Definitely S tier. EMP is a solid beginner character with a solid exclusive crime brand that will increase her critical rate and allow for one more refresh on her ultimate. It's pretty good. B tier. Infer is next, and what a character. Probably one of the strongest characters right now, and gets even more stronger with a crazy exclusive crime brand that allows her to deal 2 core damage, magic damage, and fears all the enemies on the map if it breaks the cores. This is absolutely nuts. If this dealt 1 core damage, it would still be a really good exclusive crime brand, but 2 S tier. Flora is a very decent B rank with a very good exclusive crime brand that will release a super high pressure bomb every 4 high pressure bombs and will deal a ton of damage. This is also decreased if you have her shackle, which being a B rank isn't too hard to get, and so with this exclusive crime brand she actually becomes very good in the broken frontline. So so I'd give this a solid A tier. Box will grant any enemy who breaks the enemy's core a slight attack bonus for 10 seconds. This is quite negligible, so D tier. Gacha has a cool name and an okay exclusive Crimebrand that, for the duration of her assassin's marks, will deal an additional percentage damage based on the total damage inflicted on the enemy during the mark. So it's pretty much like an execute skill. It's pretty decent, however she is an Umbra character, so you'll mainly be using her for core breaks, and so you probably want to use her ultimate as fast as possible to rid the enemy of their cores, but it could be used in some certain situations, and so B tier. Hammer is next, and I mean, you already know. She is one of the strongest exclusive Crimebrands in the game, allowing her ultimate to instead deal damage rather than heal in an AoE area. It can also help Erin activate her passive. It's overall just really strong to have, and so S tier. Hecate is really good, but her exclusive Crimebrand is not that good. It will later place down Nightmare, which acts as a pseudo Endura unit, sharing some of Hecate's stats, but again falls into the problem that most Endura units face, being not really useful on any map. If you really need a blocker, it's probably better to just run a Fury character or just run a Endura Sinner. And so C tier. Hella's exclusive Crimebrand will pretty much allow her passive 2 to heal more and be triggered more often, and usually if you need heals, just run a healer, and so D tier. Horo will deal an additional swipe every time he swipes. It's nice, but nothing good. C tier. Ignis's exclusive Crimebrand will give her a chance to summon an additional meteor alongside her normal attack. Now this can go up to 30%, which isn't the highest, and it's not like Ignis attacks very fast anyways, and so if you get unlucky, you could barely trigger this in a battle, and because of that, D tier. Iron will gain a lot of physical penetration when her electrocution marks are triggered, and it can go up to a maximum of 30%, which is pretty okay. Helps a lot with her damage, and so B tier. Joanne's exclusive Crimebrand will help out a lot, allowing any enemy marked with Markato to deal AoE damage and apply another Markato mark. It's not bad and will help in maps that have a lot of enemies, but otherwise won't do much, and so C tier. Kawakawa has the coolest name and a decent exclusive Crimebrand that will make his ultimate instantly heal upon activation, which is kinda nice and can turn him into a sorta sub healer. B tier. Calvin's exclusive Crimebrand is kinda cool. It will allow her to freeze an enemy when her ultimate has sufficiently stacked. However, on most maps it probably is just easier to kill the enemy as fast as possible than to freeze them, but on maps that have really tanky enemies this could be okay, so C tier. KK will pretty much gain thorns during her ultimate and deal damage to enemies attacking her. If Endura characters were better or saw more use, this could be really good, but otherwise it's just not good right now, and so C tier. Labyrinth is my favorite character, but sadly not my favorite exclusive Crimebrand. It will allow Labyrinth to deal a critical hit with physical damage based on the percentage of the enemy's max HP every 15 seconds. Overall it's nice, but nothing too game changing, and so B tier. Langley is next, and she is amazing. Her exclusive Crimebrand is also pretty decent, that will allow her to apply causality marks to all enemies in her ultimate and gain a nice attack speed boost. It can help a lot with her AoE damage, and so A tier. Lisa is the worst character, see my video, but not the worst exclusive Crimebrand, as it will, for every 10% reduction in the enemy's movement, increase the damage taken by a certain percentage, which stacks, and with the absolute maximum being 15%. It's not bad, and when paired with someone like Calvin who can also reduce movement speed, it's actually pretty cool, but overall isn't the greatest, and so C tier. Louvre Ray is next. Now Louvre Ray is a staple in many broken frontline teams, and it's probably because of her exclusive Crimebrand that will make her attack twice per normal attack for 15 seconds at max rank, which is absolutely nuts as it essentially doubles her damage. It's really good, and even though she's an A rank, she has an S rank exclusive Crimebrand. Macchiato's exclusive Crimebrand will heal all allies by a certain percentage for each enemy with a torture mark who dies. This is quite nice as she otherwise has a hard time giving multi-target heals, with her ultimate only targeting a single enemy, and so I'd give this a B tier. McQueen is an absolute queen, and her exclusive Crimebrand elevates her to a whole new level by making even someone like Demon pretty good, as this Crimebrand will pretty much create a copy of that Sinner that has similar stats and the ability to blow up that copy, dealing the highest burst damage currently in the game. This is an absolute crazy exclusive Crimebrand, and so this belongs in the S tier. Mess is a mess at all things except Broken Frontline, where he's one of the best physical damage characters in the game, and his exclusive Crimebrand furthers this by giving him an attack bonus for each enemy and center on the battlefield and reducing their attack. It's really good, but does suck a bit that it reduces the allies' attack, and so A tier. 99 is next, and she pretty much gains a revive with her exclusive Crimebrand, and so it's okay, especially on her where her health is going to be low because of her abilities, and so C tier. Next we have Nox. Now even without this exclusive Crimebrand, she's probably the best character out there, but with this there is no doubt. This is a definite S tier Crimebrand. Oliver is next. Now Oliver will apply a mark through his ultimate, and his exclusive Crimebrand will allow any damage dealt to be dealt to all enemies. It's okay, it's a bit slow, and so C tier. Bakasi is next. Now Bakasi has an awkward ultimate and an even more awkward exclusive Crimebrand that will pretty much whenever an enemy dies they will leave a mark on the grid, and any further enemies that walks over the grid will be dealt damage. It's quite awkward, only lasts 10 seconds, doesn't do much damage, and so D tier. Peggy is a D tier. Pepper is also a D tier. Priscilla is actually quite decent. So Priscilla will summon a clown that will deal some additional damage alongside Priscilla's normal attacks. This is decent, and if the battle is long enough like the Tides of Ashes, this damage can really add up, and so I'd give this a respectable A. Ruleka also has another solid exclusive Crimebrand that will change her ultimate to an insta-fire and increase the damage of it. It's really nice, and so A tier. Serpent has a really good exclusive Crimebrand that creates a zone in which she gains an attack bonus and the enemy will gain a fan mark every 2 seconds. It's really good, and so like yourself, this Crimebrand belongs in the S tier. Stargaze's exclusive Crimebrand will make herself and her stars post magic damage very fast for 8 seconds. Now firstly, this doesn't last too long, which doesn't help, and there isn't any map that you need this crazy AoE, as most maps, especially in-game maps, are mainly single target focused, and so I'd give this a B. Sumire will increase all the life loss effects on the map by a certain percentage. This isn't the best. Maybe in certain team comps it could be okay, but those team comps as a whole will be pretty bad, and so D tier. Summer's exclusive Crimebrand isn't the best. It will have her gain 100% crit rate for drones for 10 seconds, but then your drones will be incapacitated for 10 seconds. Overall, it's just not that strong. Could see some situational play, and so C tier. Teacher's exclusive Crimebrand will allow her to move back after using her ultimate. Whoa, yeah, C tier. Victoria will gain a lot of attack bonus and apply a mark with each attack by sacrificing her life every second. If you can keep her health topped up during this exclusive Crimebrand, it's not bad. It's not going to be a game changer, but it's okay. B tier. Wendy's exclusive Crimebrand will allow her to use her ultimate whenever she moves. It's not too bad and can actually help out a lot with her decent AoE damage. And so B tier. Wolverine is someone who wishes he was as cool as Wolverine from X-Men, but he is sadly not. And his exclusive Crimebrand is also not that good. C tier. Zoya is an amazing sinner, one of my most used sinners in the story, and it's so fun to use. And so that's why it's so sad that she has a terrible exclusive Crimebrand that pretty much makes her a bit more tankier. Overall, it's not that good. Perhaps in the future when we need tanks and endurance sinners a bit more, this could be a lot better, but right now it's horrible. D tier. So that was my exclusive Crimebrand tier list. How would you find it? Any disagreements, let me know down in the comment section below, and as always,